Well done, Bella. I've never seen a newborn show that kind of restraint.
I'm not sure she is a newborn. She's so tame.
Don't antagonize her. She's the strongest one in the house.
Please.
Kristen, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I am very good. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. And so you had the LA premiere just a couple of days ago, so our papers are full of those pictures. Now you have to do it all again in the UK. Does part of you think, oh, here we go, we've got to do it again, or are you actually really G'd up for doing it again tonight?
Yeah, no, we actually get to do it 3 more times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do get a little desensitized as it goes along, just because you do know that there's another one coming. And I think this time around, it's been really easy for us to sort of not let 1 second pass us by, and I think we're totally geared up.
And also, are you thinking, as this is the end of the story, presumably, that you need to sort of remember all this stuff and cherish all the moments because this is the end of Twilight? It's obviously been an extraordinarily important thing for you, and you need to remember.
Yeah, no, I think it's so important, especially when you're in a situation like that, is to we'll always have the memory of it, but it's awesome to look up and actually acknowledge and look at people in the eyes and go, this is it. You know what I mean? It's hard to do that sometimes because we felt like this was over several times. There's finishing shooting, then there's the release of it in several different countries, so not quite there yet, but yeah. And
you kind of finished filming a long time ago, really, didn't you?
Yeah, ages ago. Yeah, like close to 2 years ago.
But I imagine, I don't know if it's ever possible to forget quite how important the books and the films have been for fans. But when you get to these premieres, it's full on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty full on. The coolest thing about what we do is that shared energy, whether you have it with a small, intimate group on an independent film or like on this level. We'll never be able to share what we love with so many people again. Like, I mean, you couldn't expect that within one lifetime. So it is crazy. We literally recognize people that have been there since like day one. I see faces in the crowd. It's crazy.
Yeah. And how great was it? How enjoyable was it, I imagine, when you're making this film, to be a vampire at last?
It's pretty cool.
As opposed to being a human.
Yeah, I had been sitting around watching people do it for years. It was nice to finally
fight boys.
Yeah, totally.
So and the stunts, which of the stunts did you do? How many of the stunts were yours? Because it looked as though you were having a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. I generally love doing it. Like even if I can just run for some reason, that's just like it's one of my favorite things to do. I leaped off this giant platform into a fake mountain lion, which was an interesting experience. I thought that I wasn't going to be able to get close to any of those sort of ridiculous, really vampire-y moments, but they definitely put me through it.
You're saying that's a fake mountain lion?
Yeah, it was this like large tube, fashioned after a mountain lion.
It looked like the real thing. As far as I'm disconcerted now, I'm slightly disappointed.
Yeah, well, I mean,
did you break your thumb or something? Was that when you had an accident, or was that on one of the other stunts?
That was something else, actually. Yeah, no, it turns out I'm actually not a vampire, so I can't do some of those things. I know. I don't know. I was a little overzealous.
What do you remember now, looking back? As I understand it, Catherine Hardwicke came and you did your audition for her when you were doing Adventureland.
Yeah.
Does that seem like another lifetime?
It kind of depends on how you think, like what mood I'm in. Sometimes it literally feels like it was yesterday. I feel like if Catherine called me up and said that we had to do some scene again, or I could get into that mindset in a split second.
What did she ask you to do? Do you remember for the audition? Yeah,
God, I spent 5 hours in a room with her when I first met her. It was crazy. We didn't want to stop. We did so many scenes. Honestly, we did almost every big scene in the movie. We did a million times.
And did you know then how big everything was going to be? I mean, the books are extraordinary. I interviewed Stephanie Mayo, when it was still quite fresh, and I have to say I didn't realise quite how huge these books were going to be. But when you auditioned, you knew.
No, not at all. We didn't even realize that we were going to do a sequel. That was a huge deal to us then, even the idea of it. And it grew very, very quickly. Right after we had finished the movie, it was very clear. We went to Comic-Con and there were 6,000 people there, and it was like this wave of human energy that was like baffling to all of us. And yeah, there you go.
But that wave of human energy presumably means that I mean, that has kept the directors, all the different directors that you've had, tied to this to the books. You know, that those fans are absolutely determined that the film should stay loyal to where you were with the original books, aren't they? I mean, that's a good thing, but it also, I guess, can be limiting if you want to change it at all.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'm 100% with them. I mean, this is kind of an intense term, actually, to be honest. But people, like the producers, call me the book Nazi because I just thought it was ridiculous. Anything that was different, I just didn't understand the reason for it. And yeah, so I mean, I'm with them. And we didn't really want to. All the directors felt the same way, I feel. I know that Bill, you can tell by watching this movie that he is an enormous fan of it. You can feel his love in it, I think, which is nice.
This program has been very vocal in its support of Twilight, and the film critic who works on the show, Mark Kermode, wrote a piece in The Observer this Sunday about why the Twilight Saga is better than Star Wars. And in the comments section on the Observer's website, he got the most astonishing level of vitriol from essentially middle-aged guys who don't get it.
Right.
And there are a number of essentially middle-aged bloke film critics who don't get it.
Right.
You must be aware of that. I mean, it must be a source of frustration that it's almost as though they don't really understand where these books came from.
Well, I mean, that's okay. It's weird. There's something about being a part of a group. This thing is always... It sounds weird, but it's true. It has brought so many people together. There's nothing wrong with a bit of us and them mentality.
Right, and what do you mean by sort of it's brought everyone together?
Fans tell me all the time, like, I know so many of my friends because we love it together. Anytime, you don't like something by yourself, it's a little less than if you don't like something with somebody else. You can hate it together, but it's like, it's the same thing for when you really love something. It's flammable. I mean, it's contagious. And
but so that's the upside. But I would just wonder if it annoys you and the rest of the crew, if when you read this stuff from people who clearly don't understand the source of these books.
Not really, man. I mean, no. Like I think I'd rather be involved with someone that people involved with something that people either love or hate, rather than sort of feel somewhere in the middle about. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't. I can stand up in front of this thing because I feel so strong with the people that I'm standing with, and I'm so proud of them, and we're a part of a large group, so it's all good.
You are part of a very large group. And when people talk about Bella as being a role model, what do you make of that? Do you understand that? Do you agree with them?
What I've been able to maybe kind of figure out at the end of all of this is possibly that I think girls have really taken to her because her life, this little period of time represents a stage of life that is so full of like, I mean, you're sort of bubbling with every emotion that you can't put your finger on, you can't understand yet, and it's a very innately female strength to have, the faith in yourself and the trust in yourself to hold on to the feelings until you figure out why you have them. That is her whole journey, and even though on the outside she seems like entirely, especially in the beginning, it's like she's kind of stumbling through life. She's a little awkward. She's like a little, she's not a complete introvert, but she's shy. She's not the type of person that you think would be at the center of a story like this. And I think that she's always been self-assured at the same time. And that's just it's an interesting package for it to come in. And I feel like a lot of girls are like that, like a lot.
Here's a tricky question. How great is Michael Sheen?
Yeah, he's pretty funny, right?
He's clearly having a ball, isn't he? I mean, every single second. Because people love it when he does Frost Nixon and does those kind of roles. But he has said on this program many times, these are the roles that he really wants to do.
Yeah, no, he always, like any day that he came in, we were, basically what I'm saying, he delivered absolutely the most unexpected thing every single day when you can get kind of used to performances, which is a good thing because people have lines that they follow, but he was like, never knew what he was going to do.
And that maniacal laugh that he has is just terrific. Some listeners' questions. Jordan Bowers would love to know if it's difficult playing a character in a franchise which 4 directors have now helmed. In terms of your character, have you found yourself on the same page with one director and then perhaps less so with another?
No, I feel like we've gotten really lucky. I'm not, especially on the first one when we didn't know it was going to turn into this, enormous thing. We were told to smile almost every day, and I think that was just because people were scared. I don't know. It was like, but that was the only thing that was ever like a, like a huge.
Emily Simpson, your role as Joan Jett in The Runaways was different to anything you'd done before. I love the film and your portrayal of Jett. Would you consider doing any more band biopics in the future? Or maybe bring out your own music?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, I'd be open to that. But yeah, I don't think I'll be releasing my album anytime soon.
We had Ben Affleck on the show last week. I don't know if you've seen Argo, but there is talk that you're in a movie with him called Focus. I know this stuff is out there and being discussed all the time.
Right.
You must hate it, but is that right? I mean, he certainly came over as the nicest guy we've ever had on the show.
Yeah, he's really nice. That's awesome. No, honestly, I perfectly candidly just not sure yet. I mean, that's
Just
not allowed to.
No, fair enough. I mean, but if people look at the other films that you've done around the Twilight films, Adventureland we mentioned, The Runaways we mentioned, On the Road we've talked about on the program, is that the kind of sort of more indie feel that you'd like to go in next?
I have the same feeling on if you can find people that you share something with. It honestly, you could do it at any scale. That's not. It's always about the story you're telling. I really am attracted to both. So no. I like indie movies a lot, but it is not something that I'm sorry. I can't really step outside of my career and look at it as this whole that I want to like shape. I'm attracted to certain things and follow the gut.
Kristen, we appreciate you speaking to us today. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
And
very
enjoy
much.
the premiere tonight.
Oh, thanks.
And then the premiere that comes after that,
Right.
and the one after that as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.